Hey, Mo. Good evening, Audrey. Alderman Leggett, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Hello, Miss Page. Hello, Dana. Hello, Shakita. Hey, Lynn. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Nicole, Anthony, and Joyce. James, good evening to you. Shakita, hello. Hey, Twiggy. Let's see who else we got. Angela, hello, Angela. Sharon Scott, good evening to you. Mr. Alderman Leggett, thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Net. Good to see you. Reverend Jackson, hello. Mona, hello. Jazz, hello. Jacqueline says she cannot hear me. She says she cannot hear me. Everybody can hear me? Donna, hello. Faith is saying there's no sound either. Let's see what's going on. You can't hear me? Let's see what's going on. Hey, B. Lynn Roberts. Tiffany, hello. Marcella, hello. Jenny, hello. Hey, Debbie. Carrie, thank you very much. Glad you came downtown. Good evening, Sabrina and Wanda. Thank you to Tamara. Tamara. Hey, Vera. Thank you, C. Nicole. I appreciate that. Good evening, Clint. I hope you took care of Kim on her birthday. Hey, Leslie. Hello. Uh, Ann, thank you so much. Hey, Renee. Hope Miss Vidal is doing all right. While she's not watching. Monica, hello. Hello, Sunshine. Hello, Bill. Good to see you. Hey, Maya. Hey, Maya. Hey, Cammy. Um, y'all are not hearing me? Somebody says no sound. Um, Making sure. Can you hear me? If you can't hear me, hello, hello. Um, hey, Arlene. Love the United House of Prayer. Good evening, Ophelia. Good to see you. Pamela, hello. Angela says she could hear me. Alicia, hello. Good to see you. Erica, all right, thank you. Hey, is she I love all the way the president of Jackson State Alumni Association, Diva Owens. Hey, Des, good to see you. Hey, Glenda. Glenda said you can't. Maybe turn your stuff up. Make sure you can hear me. Tara, good to see you. Denise, hello. Delisa, hello. Lynette, hello. Um, Sunshine says you can't hear me. Go out and come back in. Hey, Tylisha. Marvis, thank you. Nicole, thank you. Ed, thank you so much. Courtney, hello. Regina, hello. Leslie, happy birthday to you. I didn't want to comment on your pictures though. Um, Lisa, hello. Good evening, Latanya. Kathy, thank you so much. Uh, hey. Oh, so James, one of the smartest guys we know, he says on Facebook Live, you got to turn your volume up and then turn it down. All right. Um, hey, Loto. I mean, you've been pumping and grinding on that walk. I'm going to join you one day. One day. Hey, Arlene. Thank you. Hey, Dustin. Good to see you. Hey, Anthony. Leah, thank you. Denise, thank you. Hey, Timmy. Good evening, Reverend Curry. Good to see you. And Michael is screaming all the way from Stockbridge. Good to see you on, Mike. Shirley, good evening. The sound is excellent. We'll get up to just a couple of more, and then we will get started. It is Friday, and it's things happening. Let's see. Hey, Megan, good to see you. Glenda said she changed devices. Neil, good evening. Lisa, I think you're the stranger. Don't make me go there. Dr. Webb, good to see you. I think you owe me a phone call. Ron, thank you. Good to hear from you from West Virginia. Renee, thank you as well. Ethel from the Highlands. I love the Highlands. Michael, thank you. Marisol, Beverly, thank you. Hey, Harmony, I hope you're doing all right. I sent you a message. Hey. All right, Andre, Miss Patterson, good to see you. Andrea, thank you. Pastor Bullock, thank you. Hey, Dawn Baker. Yes, I got your message. The great Dawn Baker is on, and I'm checking some dates. Okay, there go Miss Bedell. Hey, Miss Bedell, good to see you. Thank you. Hey, Janie and Keisha, thank you for joining us. John, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you in a minute what's happening over here. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big when Dawn Baker's in the house. Hey, the Queen of Walterville, Shantae, good to see you. Shouts out to you, Janice and Mary, and good to see you, Pastor Gorton. Cindy, Nichelle, good to see you. Tawana, good to see you as well. Angel, Levon, and hey, Marsha, Charlene, hey, Gail, Angela, Alan, thank you so much. Quinesta, thank you. I plan to get some rest this weekend. Hey, Shauna, good to see you. Martine, thank you so much. Shakira, hello. Talia, thank you. Lisa, thank you. Ashley, Pastor Tillman, I see you on here. I'm going to want a status report on the census in a moment. Hey, Neil, Winter Gardens love me. I love Winter Gardens. DeMarcus, man, what happened to you on our call the other day? I'll get with you about that later. Hey, Inelda, good to see you. Jennifer, hey, from Connecticut, good to see you. Shania, I don't know what to tell you. You can't hear me. Natasha, I think you owe me a phone call. Jane, good to see you. Ed, thank you so much for joining us. Angela and Brenda. Hey, Jamia from Waycross, Georgia. Cynthia, shouting out to Cloverdale family. To Tracy and Fonzie. Jenny, thank you so much. And Richmond Hills Online, Tabitha's in the house. Hey, Reverend Donna Baker, all the way from Columbus. Good to see you. Good to see Bunny Ware on. And I'm glad that Pastor and Sister Tillman are on as well. Karina, I love you too. EOA, you're very, very welcome. Good evening, Dr. Priscilla Williams. All right. So about time for us to go ahead and get this started. Hopefully we not keep you. Oh, Levon, I saw that. Yeah, we're going to just pray for him. And Janice, hello. Julie, good evening. Miss Evelyn, hello. Nitz, Lenny, thank you. Paula, hello. Janice, Jerry. Sandra, good afternoon. Sandra Frost, Jerry, Ron, Talbert, we'll talk more about that. So let's get it going. Tree and Trina. Hey, Ann Allen Westbrook. Ann Allen Westbrook, one of the hardest working people I know. Good evening, and hang in there. It's only a couple more days. So here we go. If you're on here with me, it means a couple of things. It means that it's Friday. It means that it's Friday, a beautiful evening in Savannah. It means that you are home. It means that you are obviously, hopefully, prayerfully doing what you can as we continue to keep the faith but follow the science. We recognize, again, that COVID-19 remains real. We recognize that we are not we're not back yet. We also realize, and I believe you join me in understanding very clearly, that we will never go back to normal. Normal is gone for us. We will establish a new normal, and that new normal will be based on health. The new normal will be based on best practices, and the new normal is based on safety. And so before I go further, I do see my beloved 65th mayor of the city of Savannah, the Honorable Edna Branch Jackson, on. And now that she knows how to work Facebook, you can't tell Mayor Jackson nothing. You can't tell Mayor Jackson nothing. So, Madam Mayor, thank you so much for joining us. Glad to have you on. So, we're back in this situation, and it's the scary part about it for me is that this is a holiday weekend. We know that the weather is going to be nice. It's going to be really nice. We know that there are people coming in town from all over the country, and that's a good thing. I mean, obviously for us, the way to get our economy going again is for people bringing their money from other places and spending it here. We also recognize that a way to get our economy going is for us to go out and support our local businesses, and particularly supporting our small businesses. We recognize that. What we cannot have is the situation in which we are still acting with reckless abandon, that we're still acting as if things are okay. Those days are gone. And unfortunately, as I moved around the city over the last week, particularly last weekend, last Saturday I said, you know what, I got my mask, I went out and rolled up on some places. And the interesting thing about it is people, don't always recognize you with a mask. So I'm rolling up into some businesses that said they were doing our Savannah Safe Pledge, and they weren't. So we had to have a courageous conversation. I saw some places that were acting not only outside of common sense, but acting outside of the governor's order, which is illegal. Some of those businesses were shut down, others were cited. I got news for you. Bars and nightclubs are still closed. They're still closed until the 1st. So I want you to know that. And we'll be going out. I think I'm going out tonight. I think I'm going out tomorrow. And we'll go into some of those establishments. If you're a bar or if you're a restaurant, please, we want to make sure that you know very clearly you are not supposed to be open. So don't get mad if you're in the middle of, your electric slide and the lights come on and y'all got to get out. Because, again, we're going to enforce the law. We're going to make sure that you're safe. If you're a restaurant and you're acting like a club and you're not observing social distancing, again, there are going to be consequences. And I'm saying it here because I don't want people to say, we're wrong, y'all wrong. No, it's not my law. This is the governor's law, and we're going to enforce it. Again, we are so serious about keeping you safe. We're so serious about keeping our employees who have to work in some of these places safe, and we're going to do that. And we have been hearing from employees in some of these businesses that will call us and say, they don't feel safe in some of these places. So, again, fair warning. If you live in a 9-1 Deuce, if you live in Savannah, that's how we're going to roll this weekend. And so, please, tell your friends, make sure that they know that we're serious about that. So, people walking around not wearing, a lot of them not wearing masks. We've been giving away masks. We have a few masks left. Well, not masks. They are cloth face coverings. They were donated. I thought we had 4,500. We actually have 14,500. And I believe that we've given the vast majority of them out. But, we're going to try to get some more. And if you want one, we will give you one. So we want to make sure that you're doing that. So I want to make sure you know that. And also, meant to tell you, I was a little bit late. Big shouts out to Naria Lee. Naria graduated from Savannah Christian from kindergarten at Savannah Christian, and she rode her bike by my house. And so I had to go out and talk to her from a safe distance and congratulate her because she wanted me to know that she graduated from Savannah Christian. So congratulations, Naria Lee, from your graduation from kindergarten from Savannah Christian. And again, we know there's a big, big, big future for you. Okay? So let's get into some of these numbers and then a couple other things. I'm not going to get, it's a holiday weekend. I'm not going to keep you long. Hopefully not tonight. And then we'll take some questions. So the interesting thing is that in Georgia, we have still a little less, a little over 41,000 confirmed COVID cases. We have 1,800 deaths here in Georgia. Our numbers in Chatham County have started to shoot up, regardless of what you're hearing, and you look at the numbers for yourself. If you look at Chatham County, we have gone to 428 cases, but now we've added almost, I think, 7 deaths. We're at like 21 total deaths in our community. So please, you need to understand that we're very serious about our numbers. We resolved to keep the faith and follow the science. So I want to make sure that you're very clear again. We're really in a situation, if you look at the numbers statewide, what you find is the fact that our cases statewide are ticking up. And I have to say that. And over the past couple of days, we've seen a slight uptick in new cases reported. And so we've seen a 4-day average in the last week, but we see these cases going up and not going down. And there's also been a change, if you look at it, the number of deaths that we're seeing. In the past week, the number was trending down, but lately, in the past day, 78 deaths were reported, making it the highest daily total so far. So we're going to continue to watch that number, but again, it's very concerning to us. Words about houses of faith. This past week, I spoke with near 100 faith leaders in our community, pastors, bishops, ministers, rabbis, imams, and temple leaders in our community. It's interesting that we are ahead of what was occurring today in Washington, D.C. We gathered together to really talk about how we were going to open up our houses of faith. I will tell you that here in Savannah, the vast majority of our religious leaders are not opening up their sanctuaries anytime soon. They're not. And to be honest with you, the vast majority of you should not go. Again, we know that these infections occur when people are together. And when you bring people together, you know we're not going to be able to socially distance. my brother Dr. Simon is on, and I'm sure he has some perspective on that. But you know how we do. We're gonna give your neighbor a high five. We're gonna hug. We're gonna kiss each other. We're gonna love up on mother this and brother so and so. We're going to give out bulletins, and we're going to, pass along money, and we're going into bathrooms, and we're going to fall out, and people have to come catch us. And we pass out sacraments that we use jointly. For a while, somebody just said you might need to be a bedside Baptist, a remote control Methodist. Our churches, our synagogues, our temples have been finding wonderful ways of engaging people from where they are. Some have been outside, some have been inside, some have been doing on social media platforms, some have been doing it by conference call. I'm really happy and proud of them that we're not opening the majority. Now, some are going to open up. And they can. We're not telling them what to do. But on the other end, we want to make sure we have a set of guidelines that are based on the science, based on best practices, and we're hoping that people will follow those and that people will open when it's safe to do so. Because you make sure, once people show up, the issue is once people get together, you can't control what happens. Just remember that. It's important for us to recognize that. And again, I'm just grateful for our fellowship with our houses of faith and worship in our community. And I'm glad that they're leading in the faith communities, and they're making very courageous decisions. They care enough about you to decide to keep their doors closed. And in reference to the dialogue at the White House today, I only offer this. Houses of faith have always been essential. They didn't just become essential. They've always been essential. Our mosques, our synagogues, our temples, our churches have always been essential. But the aha is that our churches, our mosques, our synagogues, our temples, the houses of faith have not been houses at all. The houses of faith have not been houses at all. Because if they were relegated to a structure, if something happened to the structure, if someone huffed and puffed and blew it down, or if there was a hurricane, or if there was a fire, then when the building came down, the house of faith would be destroyed. But I think we're recognizing more and more that houses of faith have never been a structure. It's been congregations of people who, even during this time, may be physically disconnected, but they're still spiritually connected. We love people from a distance, but we're still connected. My mom is in New York, but this will be my mom. I'm connected to my mother. And so the fact is that we become to the point where we've become less dependent on a building and become more dependent not only on God, but more dependent on each other. And if there's a lesson to be taught from all of this, you think about it. You think about it. A lot of us have been spending a whole lot less time in houses of faith than we spent in our lives. And guess what? We realized that, you can do all of this within 45 minutes to an hour's time, an hour and a half, and you still feel satisfied. That the word, the message, the homily, whatever it is, that it still goes forth and it still makes you feel in some kind of way. It still encourages you. It still motivates you. It still moves you. It still exhorts you. But yet, you didn't have to be in the building to get it. That's all I'm saying. So, no, We don't necessarily need our buildings open right now. We don't need our churches open right now. We don't need our mosques and synagogues open right now. Why? Because what you're doing when you're in there is it's a social experience. And, one of the worst ways to spread is, and I see the phenomenal Lori Lewis on here, is singing. When you're singing, you are spreading particles of coronavirus out into the atmosphere. And the way some of y'all sing, and you sing, you get it down from the good place and you project it out, and you are spreading your particles all across a building. Think about it. And so if you were sick, if you were asymptomatic, right, then what you have done by coming in here and blessing us in song is that you have made people sick who are more susceptible than you because you're asymptomatic and you don't know it. That's why we have to stay closed. We do. We do. For the God we serve in the many ways we serve him. In the many ways we serve him. Be it through the Abrahamic religions, be it through Moses and the Torah, Jesus and the gospel, be it Muhammad and the Quran, be it the Baal, whoever it is. The point of the matter is, if it was limited to a building and you needed the building for it to go through, then it was not much of a word in the first place. Because there were people before us that did not have the building. And in a place like Savannah, where a lot of our churches are over 100 years old, the fact was that they were celebrating, they were worshiping without the building. So all I'm saying, and I encouraged those pastors the other day, keep those doors closed. Until we come up with a plan, until our numbers go down, we can keep the faith, but we can follow the science. So let me get off of my soapbox on that. Pow, I'm off my soapbox. So this weekend, you're going out. Weather's going to be good. Make sure, keep you a mask or something, cloth-based covering. Again, some people are not going to do it. This week I've been dealing with folks that have been, sending me messages. I'm breaking their constitutional rights and they're going to sue me. And I'm just like, sue me. We have what we believe is a path forward, that if people are not going to do right, we are going to mandate the wearing of face coverings. That's up to you all. It's up to you all. But I'm ready to sign it. So if people want to go there, they can go there. Well, I'm not going to wear it, then don't wear it. Just don't. I don't know. Do you? So, but that's the deal with that. You might have a right not to wear a mask, but I have a right not to be sick and not to get sick from you. So that's where I am about that. Moving on, talk about that. I talked about SavannahSafe.com. Again, please join me. There are over 500 businesses in little less than 2 weeks that have decided to sign up for SavannahSafe.com. That means that they are adhering to safe business practices to protect their employees and to protect their customers. SavannahSafe.com. Before you go into a business this weekend, look and see whether they're on SavannahSafe.com. And if you do, and you go in this business and they're on SavannahSafe.com and they're not wearing masks and they're not social distancing, let us know about it. And we'll come and we'll take that little certification right off of that website. Okay? So, that's the deal with that. Guess what? Next week, a week from Monday, it is hurricane season. Yeah, I said it. Hurricane season. And they are expecting a active hurricane season. While you are waiting, while you are in this quiet time, and I'll be posting some links this week, take the time to get you a plan for if we are struck with a hurricane. Some of you, last time we evacuated, played around with it. You didn't have a plan. You did not have a plan. You didn't have your papers all in one place. You didn't have food stored. And when we had to go, you were not prepared to go. Think about it. This time, it's a different deal. If we have to, I'm listening, something's going on over here. If we have to put ourselves in a situation where we have to leave, the places you used to go, you may not be able to go anymore. Think about it. The places you might have gone before, when you went and showed up on your third cousins that you haven't spoken to in 10 years doorstep, and you showed up there and stayed there for 2.5 weeks, you may not be able to go there. So you need to get a new place in which to go. Start working on that plan now. The place you might go may not be a place that is in a COVID zone. Because if you have friends, for example, in Albany, and that's where you went, I'm not sure you want to go to Albany if we have to evacuate. So I need you to sit down with your family, sit down with your squad, your team, and you need to come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. I see my good brother, Mayor Vince Williams of Union City, Georgia. I know where I'm going. I'm going to hang out with Mayor Vince Williams in Union City, Georgia. That's where I'm going. So, Mr. Mayor, go ahead and get that extra bedroom ready for me because I know where I'm going. I'm going right to Union City. But let's get that done. Make sure that you have plans for mama and them. You know that your parents are getting older. Don't wait till the last minute and not have a plan for them. If you know of people that have special needs or have problems getting around, then they have a registry, and we'll post that as well to make sure you are on that registry to make sure that people are going where they're going. Lori, I already know David Jones is not going anywhere. So I know where I got to go check. I got to go check on Alderman David Jones, who will be sitting in the living room with that gun in his hand. I know that because I almost got shot. Good to see Mayor Pro Tem Cynthia Jenkins from the city of Newnan, Georgia. And she's doing great work in Newnan. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem, for joining us. So that's the deal. If you have medications, then you have to make sure you have your medications. If if you have to go away and you need food and supplies, these are the times you prepare your kits and you get that done. So again, we have an opportunity now to prepare in the days of sun for the days when it will rain. And it may not happen this year, and we hope it doesn't, but we know that it will happen at some point. And we want to make sure that when it happens, we are prepared to move. When you know better, we do better. And I need us as a community to do better. We want to make sure that everyone is covered, make sure that we're taking care of our vulnerable populations. We want to make sure that people who need assistance are able to get that assistance, and we as a community can evacuate safely. So I want to make sure you know that. So that's done. Okay? So hurricane season, again, once I get some things worked out, I'm gonna start having guests to talk about various things. So look forward to that. So that's hurricane season. Now the 2020 census. And I know that Pastor Tillman and Pete Nichols are, again, y'all need to give me a job. You really do. Again, not much to say beyond that which we already know. This is so important for us as we try to get money from our federal government, as we try to get representation from our government. We know it's important for us to be counted. I need every single Savannaian, every single Savannaian that resides in Savannah to be able to be counted. That is my2020census.gov, my2020census.gov. Again, they can't tell your information. They have to keep it confidential for 73 years, and after 73 years, I don't think you would care who they told. This is really important. We have to get Savannah counted. We have to get Georgia counted. We have to make sure we get our numbers up. Pastor Tillman or Pete Nichols, if you have what our current numbers are, I was hoping to get us to 50%, at least right now. So if any of y'all can tell us what our numbers are, I would love to hear them. Please, anybody, Pastor Tillman, Mr. Nichols, let me get my eyes on. Okay. Let's see. And if you haven't done your census, it's okay. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you, but go ahead and get it done now. Deborah, thank you for doing yours. Stacy, thank you for doing yours. Jacqueline, thank you. Done. Thank you. Tanshay, thank you for doing yours. Randy, we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay, we are okay. Thank you. Pastor Tillman says Savannah is at 50%. That means that 50% of our residents are counted. I want to get to 75%. Hey, good to see you, Pastor Morris. Thank you, Ms. Patterson. I want to get us to 75%. I'm going to need your help. So 75%, let's go ahead. Let's make that push out there. Again, you all are people who are, you are the smartest folks in our community. You're influential folks in our community. I need all of you to take it upon yourself. B. Lynn Roberts, I need you, to push something out there. Alicia, I need you to push something out there. Let's tell people. T. Garrett, I need you to push something out there. Say, hey, let's get this census done. Retta, we need something done. Again, we're at 50%. That means half of Savannaians are counted. We got 50% more to go. I need your help to help me get it done. I need every Savannah to be counted. Good to see my big brother, Van Kennedy. Good to see you, sir. So I want you to help me. Please commit. If 500 of us all made posts about the census and linked my2020census.gov, my2020census.gov. If all 500 of us did that and people did it from your link on your page, we can get to 75%. I believe we can do it. I need your help. So please let us get that done. All right. And I'm sure Pastor Tillman, let me see. Pastor Tillman said we could definitely do 75%. They would knock on the doors for everybody else. So think about it. If we have 75% of people who are doing it online and we're able to get that done, then there are places in which I know we have to go. People who don't have access to internet, people that are in manufactured housing and other places. This is the way we then know where we need to go in some of these areas that are not so well traveled. Good to see Dr. Bertice Berry. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. Glad to have you. You know you can't sneak online and not think I don't see you. So please, we can get to 75%, and then we can spend our time in getting people out there. So thank you about that. So that's census. Now, early vote. Well, Carver Village is at what? 63%. Good. That Pastor Tillman, if you can offline, send me the list by neighborhood, and then we could maybe do some pushes in those neighborhoods. So thank you. Camila, thank you for your household. I need you to get some other households. Neil, thank you. I need you to do it. Yes. Eric, do I see you? Yes, I see you. So I need you to help me get that word out. And I see my cousin Sherry on there. Good to see you, Sherry. Thank you for joining us all the way from New Jersey. So moving on. Early voting. Yes, some of you saying early voting. Early voting started this week. It started this week, early voting. Early voting, early in-person voting goes from May the 18th, which was this past Monday, to June the 5th. That's 21 days prior to the election. Any eligible Chatham County voter desiring to vote can do so in person, and you don't need a reason, okay? From May 18th, which was last Monday, to May 29th, you can vote. That's next Friday. You can vote at the main office. That's 1117 Eisenhower Drive, Suite E. That's by the tag office on the back side of it. 1117 Eisenhower Drive, Suite E, from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. So I need you to do that. If you voted, I want you, if you've mailed it in, I want you to say you mailed it in. If you voted, I want you to say you voted if you did it in person, okay? But I need you to do the same thing like we did with the census, okay? I need you to do the same thing. I need you to get out there, and I need you to vote. There are too many important races out there. And again, I said I figured I might try to say something about that, but I will later. There are too many important races out there. There are too many really good candidates. Some not so good, but everybody. But more importantly, you have the choice to decide. And we need to make sure that our voting numbers are better than what they are. And we can do that. And so I need your help. Go ahead and fill yours out, or go ahead and vote in person and get it done. Let's go ahead. Let's get it done. Again, a lot of races, and we don't want people to be elected because people did not vote. All right? So thank you all so much for that. I really appreciate you. Ann says she voted in person. All right, Ann, in person. Look, I will vote in person too. But it's all right to mail it in. You can mail it in too. It's okay. Thank you for letting me know that as well. That's right. Early voting is closed on Monday. Monday is a federal holiday. I'll get to that in a minute. But I want to make sure you know that Monday there's no voting because the building is closed. Sabrina German is on, and she says, so far, I'm going to get her. So far, in person, she has 366 Republican votes, 10 nonpartisan votes, and 1,397 Democratic votes. So far they have what? That's about 1,700. So a little less than 2,000 votes in 1 week. We need more people to get out there, and we need you to vote, okay? We need you to get out there and vote. And Pastor Tillman says he's already gotten his in. Good. Sunshine, your son is voting for the first time, then take him. Vote in person. Go ahead and do that. So again, no voting on Monday, but voting for the rest of the week. And there is a drop box. Thank you, Ann, on Eisenhower for absentee ballots. But if it's you have folks graduating, they've turned 18 for the first time in person. Thank you, Hazel Nisi, for voting in person. And of course, we know Edna Jackson is going to vote, and we know she voted. She is among those who have fought tirelessly for us for years for us to be able to vote. Absentee by mail, Democrats 26,502, nonpartisan 2,132, Republican 15,743. So what they're showing is that most people are doing absentee by mail. And thank you, Sabrina, for joining us. That's good. Am I worried about mail-ins? I just want to make sure people get in. And then we have Saturday voting. Mayor Jackson, Mayor Williams says hello from you from Union City. So on Saturday, which is next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, there is Saturday voting from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. next Saturday is Saturday voting. Now, obviously, we're not going to do souls to the polls because right now at this point, the souls are not going to the churches. So there's no souls for the polls this time. But on Saturday, next Saturday, it'll be voting from 9 to 4. So we want you to do that. And thank you, Brenda, for taking 5 young men to vote at the first time. So please. Oh, thank you. Christine, we'll look at that. But some of you, you rush to get into the malls, you rush to get your hair and your nails done, to get your massage, to get your tattoos. Then let's rush to make sure you vote. Take the time and go ahead and get it done. All right, very important to you to do that. So, and then early voting from June 1 to June 5th. June 1 to June 5th. That is a week from Monday to June 5th, which is that Friday. They will have the main office at 1117 Eisenhower Drive from 8 to 6. And then they're opening up one at Pula at the Municipal Court from 10 to 4. So a week from Monday, from Monday to Friday, a week from Monday, at the main office and at the Pula Municipal Court. And then, of course, June 9th is the election day. Now, the benefit of voting early is this, either absentee or in person, is that we don't know what June 9th is going to look like. And because of social distancing, you don't know how long you're going to have to wait. And you don't know what the weather's going to be like. And because everybody can't get into a building because of social distancing, our reality is, you might be sitting outside for a minute or standing outside for a minute. So let's not risk that. Let's not, even take any chances that somehow or another it's a thunderstorm and you're just not going to stay. All right? We know that sometimes we have long lines. Well, imagine with COVID-19, we're going to have even longer lines. So let's go ahead. Let's get our votes in. Let's get it done. All right? Good. And finally, Monday is Memorial Day. This is a holiday weekend. But Memorial Day it's a federal holiday. It has been designated as being such by the federal government. It is a very solemn day. And I want to make sure because, I've seen this for years. It is a day for observing those that have died in duty while serving in the United States Armed Forces. It used to be called Decoration Day. And again, it is to recognize those that have died while serving in our armed forces. It is different than Veterans Day. So with all due respect, to say Happy Memorial Day is really, it's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. So again, that's the deal with that. There's a difference between Memorial Day, which celebrates those who have died while serving in our armed forces. And then Veterans Day is to celebrate anyone who has served in the armed forces. So although it has taken on kind of a festive feel, the fact of the matter is we take the time to recognize individuals who gave all. As B. Lennon said, some gave all gave some, but some gave all. And there are people who have family members who have died, and so this is a very solemn day for them. So, I'm not telling you what to do, but I just ask that you take a moment, take some time to reflect, to say a prayer for the families of those who have died in the line of duty. And, let's not make it as festive. It's a solemn day, and it's a very important day. And if you were the person who had lost somebody, obviously it would not be a day of celebration for you. So I just want us to be cognizant. I want us to be understanding. I want us to be respectful of those lives that have been lost. And all of them are not World War I or II. Some of them are Vietnam, who are still serving with us, the Gulf War, and people are still dying in the line of duty every single day. So I just want us as a community, as we know better and we do better, as we become the beloved community, let us be beloved by not only thanking God for the services of those who have given their very best and died, but also as support for those families. And I think that's just, we should do better. And so when people come and they're just like, oh, happy Memorial Day. As for me, don't send me nothing saying happy Memorial Day. I love you and all. I love you. But, people, oh, happy Memorial Day. No, it's not a happy Memorial Day. It's an observance. And so, let's make sure we keep it sacred. Okay? Make sure we keep it sacred. And then there are still people who are missing in the line of duty. There are people who, and I don't know how to say this, they may not have died in the line of duty, but they died in the line of duty, if that makes any sense. There are people who they went away, and when they came back, they were not the same as when they went away. They came back differently. A piece of them, or the person you knew, died because they may not have been the same person. They've seen things, they experienced things, traumatic experiences, post-traumatic stress disorder, but they came back differently. They may have come back with addictions or behaviors that just were different than the person that left us. And so although their bodies are physically still with us, and they look like the same person, it's a different type of death. And so I think it's also a good opportunity for us to also think about those people, because they came back and their lives were never, ever the same. So as I go through in the next couple of minutes, if you know of somebody who died in the line of duty while serving in our armed forces, go ahead and shout out their names so we can go ahead and respect them and show love and lift them up, and more importantly, honor their families for what they have done. So if you know folks, go ahead and let's put that out there. So I think that was it for me. Again, great sacrifice. So We'll take a couple of questions, and again, as you know, I'll do the best I can to answer them. Some stuff I can answer, some stuff I can't, and then if I can't answer it, I'll tell you that, and take all mistakes for love, as they say in the church. So here we go. Let me see if I can see the questions. All right, Moses Scott, Harry Sims, Uncle Nick, thank you. Sending love out to those folks. Good to see you. Faris, we appreciate you. Harry Sims from Vietnam. Ed, I'll answer that in a question in a moment. Let me see. Robert Morris in Vietnam. Robert Holmes. Staff Sergeant Amos Edwards. Sergeant Marcel Isaacs, your big sister Melanie. We thank God for her and her service. Let me see who else. We got some other folks. Nia, we're praying for your father. Let's see, who else? Any other names? I just want to lift up names, because I think sometimes the problem is people, we forget. Believe it or not, a lot of our homeless people on these streets. Wallace Harley died this year in 1941. We lift him up. Joe Hughes, we lift him up. Thank you, Randy. If you know a vet with PTSD, they need help, they can call the Veteran Crisis Line. Thank you, Randy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to lift that information up, and I'm going to post it so everybody will see it. Because the interesting thing is this, and I'm getting ready to jump on the soapbox for a moment. Lucius Jones Jr. Was missing in action in the Korean conflict, so we lift him up as well in the Jones family. We send out prayers for all of them. Let's see, who else? We hope that you're liking our page. Henry Faulkner, thank you for the Faulkner family for their service, and Linson family, thank you. Dennis Baker, Melvin's Campfire, thank you. Brown-eyed hell-raising Holloman, your baby boy, Private Holloman, is in Alaska. We thank him for his service. All right, so we lift up those names, and we thank all of them. So let's answer. I saw a couple of questions. Let's see. I saw a couple of questions. Megan, okay, you already mentioned your family members. Kizzy, is school opening in the fall? Right now, everything is on target. Dr. Levette has not told me anything differently as of yet. Melanie, thank you very much. Let's see. Ed wants to know, am I still interested in a city-county government? Would it be successful? Well, I'm only interested in a city-county government if it is all of the cities in Chatham County and the government and the county government. There are, what people don't realize is, people say consolidation. If you look at it theoretically, Sergeant Roland Lovett Sr., they'll send out love to his family. When you look at it, by the state constitution, there are functions that county governments perform. And then there are functions that city governments perform. in cases where you have county governments that don't have cities, which are called unincorporated areas. Here, it might be like Wilmington Island, it might be Berwick. The county provides those municipal services. If you merge them, the county still has to provide those services. So it's not a lot of cost savings because in the end, counties are responsible for courts, for a sheriff's department, for a DA's office through a circuit. They're responsible for things like mosquito control. They're responsible for things such as public works and facilities. They're responsible for Board of Elections, voter registration. They're responsible for things like TAG and tax commissioner activities. They're responsible for tax assessor activities. Those are county functions. Juvenile courts, all of the courts, those are county activities. If you merge the two, you still got to provide the county activities. So a lot of people who've merged city and counties have found out that really their cost of living have not gone down because they still have to provide those services in addition to the municipal services, which include trash pickup, police, water, sewer services, and all those other things. So that's the thing. To me, it does not make sense for the city of Savannah and Chatham County to combine, and you now have a larger city, county government, and you still have all these other little cities. I see Huxley Scott on here. Huxley, you skipped me today, but I'm going to get you on. Again, rest in peace to Private Milton Shelbourne. So send out love to Private Milton Shelbourne. So to me, if you have now a bigger government and all these little cities, much smaller cities, it doesn't make sense because you're still doing the same thing. The cost savings, I think, is realized if the whole county becomes one government. So if the county government and all the municipalities, all 8 of us, Tybee Island, Thunderbolt, Savannah, Garden City, Pooler, Port Whitworth, Bloomingdale, and Vernonburg. If all of those combine into one government, it works, and I would support that. Because then you now we have all these police departments, we are duplicating services all over the place. Let's just have one. If we merge everything, that's fine. But the funny part about it is that people who are proponents of us merging the city of Savannah and Chatham County don't want us to merge the other cities. So to me, it's an all-in-one deal. So off my soapbox about that. Let's see, other questions. Debbie wants to know who is enforcing the current state rules in the municipalities and unincorporated county. Strangely enough, the governor said that they were doing it, but they're not doing it, so we're doing it. So in Savannah, it's the city of Savannah, and the county is the county. The sheriff's department does it to the point that they can. Cheryl Russo, thank you so much. Oh, really? Cheryl, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for moving here. We appreciate you for that. Sending out love to Frankie Young Jr., who passed in Vietnam. Sending out our love to him. And if you could, as they shout those names out, go ahead and show some love to those people. Tamara, when will city offices open back up to the public? Right now, we're on a phased-in approach. We're expecting to start as the numbers say so. We have 5 phases. We're right now on phase 1. It might be within a month if our numbers stay down. We want to make sure that people are doing the right things. So, that's when city is open. Randy, what about elementary schools? Again, it's the same thing. John Curry from Vietnam. Sending out love to John Curry, who served in Vietnam. Let's see. Someone asked me, how was I doing? Well, before that, Jasmine, Bobby Ankrum Sr. Caught and has PTSD. We are thankful for him, thankful for his service. Lori, I love you too. Thank you so much. Chatham County Schools, I don't have any updates yet. Cody, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Somebody asked me how I was doing. I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. I'm doing the best I can. Um, you know, I have people that care about me, and I appreciate that. Madam Mayor Jackson checks on me all the time and tells people what to do. My team listen to her more than they listen to me. Shouts out to Mr. James Giles that served in Vietnam. Ed, I'm getting off in a minute too. Oh, Huxley says she is prepared and ready. All right. The problem was I don't have a way to get you on, Huxley. But next week, keep those songs ready, because I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a Zoom. That way I can bring you in and you're going to see. So you're going to bless us real good. So Huxley Scott next week, she gonna sing us happy in a safe way. When will we be able to reach out aldermen because their emails are not up yet? No, Audrey, all of our emails are up. All of our emails are up. You can reach your alderman. Go to savannahga.gov. Go to City Council, and you can catch your alderman. So you could do that. Thank you all. Thank you for keeping me in prayer. I do appreciate it and feel your prayers. Megan, yes, we're up another 27 cases. Again, I'm not sure we hit our peak. We're still doing testing. Randy, you're correct. Good evening, Catherine. Kim, Major Marie Russell in Desert Storm, thank you. Amanda says the school board had a meeting to discuss a meeting reopening. I know that if they did it, it would be really crazy because social distancing, they would have to buy a bunch of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Brenda says American soldiers buried in the Netherlands. And yes, we know that Pastor Matthew Southall Brown went there. Shanita, any news about senior citizens restructuring their day programs? We're working on that right now. Police service in East Savannah suffered when they shared a precinct with the Islands. That was part of the whole thing when we demerged the police department. Hey, Snowy, hope family is doing better. Sharonette, thank you for your prayers. Alicia, thank you. John Curry, I think I mentioned that. A free breakfast give back for the kids at Two Chefs in the morning from 10 to 1. Two Chefs, they have great food, so check them out. Two Chefs is on Montgomery Street from 10 to 1. Free breakfast give back. I hope I qualify to be a kid. I might try to come by there. Let's see. Any other questions? How many COVID-19 cases are in zip code 31401? Yes, I do know. I do not know if I can share it, so I'll check onto that. David, thank you, and Felicia, thank you for your prayers. Thank you, Lucille. The status of face masks being required. I have not done that yet, and you're right. Publix does a great job. I was in Publix; they were wiping off each of the cards, and everybody had on their masks. And yeah, they do a great job with that in Publix. I have not mandated that yet. Ms. Brenda, thank you so much. Michelle, thank you so much. Joyce, thank you. Amanda, who is my favorite band or singer? I think it's Stevie Wonder. I think you cannot beat the musical genius of Stevie Wonder. You just can't. And let's see. Paige, we love you too. Alicia, I'm telling you, next week we're going to have Huxley Scott. And so she told me, she said she is ready. So I bust her out and I was wrong. So next week she's going to do it. But I have to figure out how to do it so that she could be on while I'm on. But I think we found a way to do it through Zoom. So I'm getting on that. Jamie, good to see you. Shanita, thank you. Thank you, Lakia. Jamie, your puppy says hi. Tell your puppy I said hi. That's right, Valerie. I want y'all to spread the word. Huxley Scott is going to be on next week. Buffy, thank you. What do we do to help our kids for this summer? We have purchased summer lunch programs for our kids. We just have to figure out how to get those out. So we will be serving summer lunch kit for this year. This is a great time to visit the Humane Society. They are doing incredible things, and we have to remember our four-legged family members as well. Thank you, Amanda, for posting the board docs from the school board. Brenda, I need to make an appointment. Is it possible to get tested for COVID-19 if asymptomatic? Yes, I'll post that. We are doing COVID-19 for people. We're doing testing for people if they're asymptomatic. You do not need a reason to go. Okay? Jamie says, Humane Society of Greater Savannah could use a kiss from Mayor Van Johnson. Mwah! Love you. Latavia, 2 chefs are on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and you can go there and you can get your food there for the kids. Dr. Harris, thank you for pushing. We appreciate that. Waki, thank you so much. Can we get our light fixed at 47th Street by Beach High School? Yes. Call 311. Good to see the best funeral director in the state of New York, one of the best in the world, Lisa Doja Anzunata. And we're glad to see you on. I've been calling you like 300,000 million times, and you would not return my phone calls. So I'm in my feelings about that. Davida, thank you so much about that. TJ Maxx social distancing, employees wear masks, and attempts are taken. So good. TJ Maxx, let's do that. Glenda is on my team. She told me it's time to tell y'all good night. Yes, Mommy, I'm getting ready to get off. My favorite Stevie Wonder song, Neil says, is probably something like Knocks Me Off My Feet. I've always had an affinity for that song. That was from Songs in the Key of Life, 1976. Katina, not even talking to you right now. Ann, thank you. I'm going to try to take some time for myself after I check some businesses. Thank you, Jamie, for showing our Friday Night Live. Summer programs, again, Shanita, we're working on it. Arlene, piano lessons, we'll talk about it. Mandate Masters Weekend, I really thought about it. Are there any masks left? Yes, we do have some. You can get them from City Hall on Tuesday. I just took some more down there. Doris, what about weddings? You can get married and not have a ceremony. You can get married. Debbie says avoid Food Lion. I don't know why, but I guess she's saying avoid it. Renee, thank you. Mark, can't wait to go to Bananas with me. Yes. I do. Caitlin, I like Ez too. Ez is actually by Stevie Wonder on the same project as Dr. Three Off My Feet, and I think Sir Duke is as well. Stevie's the man. Eric Brack is on here, and I think Stevie got some chords even Eric can't get, and Eric is Eric is one of the best there is, and Stevie just be hitting them. He plays, he sings in all these keys I don't like, and Stevie's he's a genius. Randy, that's what I wanted to say. A lot of times the homeless people that we complain about often veterans. So, thank them for our services instead of complaining about them. The summer program, again, we're working on it. We have to do it safe. Brown Eyed, thank you so much. Deborah, thank you for what you do. Living for the City, Slice, thank you. Dr. Andrew Young says ceremony is not necessary. He'll do your wedding for you. And you know what? I found out as the mayor of Savannah, I can do weddings. So I would be more than glad to marry you. And first, I'm going to do your marital counseling. Check me out, Doris. I will do your wedding. Yeah, Doris, I will do your wedding. I will do it. And then Dr. Young will be next to me to make sure I don't mess it up. These 3 words, George said, is a good one. That came from that was from a movie. I love that. So the beach. I can't say much about the beach. The beach is off the chain. People are all over the place. You Haven't Done Nothing, Stevie Wonder, great song. Kelly, Lily Stevie played it at parents' dance in high school. Meet My Sharia Moore. Thank you, Pastor Saeed. One more shout out, Jamie. Your last shout out to the Humane Society. Check out the Humane Society. Go by there. We can do it. All right. They're telling me to get off, so I'm getting ready to get off. Thank you, Valrika. I appreciate you. Yolanda, thank you. My cousin Wanda's on. Love you, girl. Good to see you. Hey, good to see my auntie, Iris Witherspoon, all the way in Dallas, Texas. Good to see you, Gabby. Hope the baby is doing well. Ribbon in the Sky, another one. Great one. They're not wiping baskets at Walmart or Sam's, so you need to know that and bring your own stuff. Or Eric, if you want to do a song, I'll get you on a song after we get Huxley on there. Let's see. Thank you all so much. Hey, you know what? That's what we might do, Caitlin. I think we just, maybe right after Friday Night Live, we'll go ahead and do a jam fest, and give a couple of our folks an opportunity to do a little something. Hey, we love the Royal Ambassadors. I love them. Great young people. And Fingertips. Sherelle, come on. Fingertips, part 1 and part 2. Don't play. You Will Know, another great song from them. Any plan to handle all the possible cases with so many coming to town this weekend? Again, I'm trying to keep Savannahans home, and if they're out, have them wearing a mask, and then we have to see what happens. I mean, there's only but so much that we can do. And I'm glad, Pastor, that you're keeping these things going on. Chris, thank you, sir. Good to see you, and all of you. I appreciate you. Good to see you, David Campbell. Again, we're Savannah Strong. We're going to make it through this. We're so close. We're so close. The reason why we have not been as bad as we could be is because we all stuck together. We followed the science. We kept the faith. We need to continue. We are closer to the end of this than we ever were before. Please don't waste 9 weeks, over 80 days of going through all of this over being stupid and doing crazy things. Please don't do it, okay? So, love you. Please share this video. Please like my page. If you don't like my page, we got 25,000 followers. 25,000. So look, do me a favor, look and like my page. Share this video. I'm going to sleep. So thank you so much. God bless you. We are Savannah Strong. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. I do my weekly update. Tune in for that. All right. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe. And Jamil, I will do your wedding if you want me to. Tell your mama I'll do your wedding for you, okay? God bless you. Love you. Peace. Good night.